Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I'd make another credit card comparison just because the last one was so well received. And today in this video, I want to compare the AMEX Gold charge card versus the TD Visa Infinite. Now note, this one is a credit card, so that means it does have a monthly limit. And this one is a charge card, so you can spend whatever you want every month. Now, if you didn't check out my previous video where I did compare the AMEX Gold card to the AMEX Platinum, feel free to check that one out. I will be referencing that video a bit too when I talk about the Gold card, but in this video, I wanted to compare two cards around the same price. So like the last video, I'm going to be going over the cost of the cards, how to earn points, and also how to maximize the value when redeeming points for the card. Starting off with the TD Visa Infinite. Now, this card has an annual fee of $120, but note you can have this fee waived if you have the all-inclusive checking account with TD. And to get that checking account for free, all you need is $5,000 in your bank account per month. And the AMEX Gold card is $150 for the annual fee. So they're pretty similar in price points, so that's why I thought I'd make a good comparison. Let's first talk about the welcome bonuses on each card. Now, hopefully you guys are watching this video before September 3rd, just because there is a special welcome bonus for the TD Visa Infinite. You're gonna get an offer of 80,000 bonus points, and I'm gonna put a screenshot of the different terms you need to get. And honestly, the terms to get the 80,000 points isn't too difficult. Normally, I think the welcome bonus is around 40,000 points, and 80,000 points is worth about $400 if you redeem that on travel. So that's pretty much like triple the value of the annual fee. So I definitely would recommend signing up if you can. With the AMEX Gold card, you get $25,000 in welcome bonus points. And how I mentioned in the last video, depending on how you redeem your points, it could vary on how much the points are worth, but getting the most value, that 25,000 welcome bonus points is worth around $400, and that's just by transferring to different airline partners. So either way, I would recommend getting the card in their first year, just because the welcome bonus seriously outweighs the cost of having the card for the first year. So now let's go over the card in subsequent years. That means the welcome bonus doesn't apply, and let's just see if these cards are still worth the value for you. Like in the last video, I want to give a conservative estimate on how to value the points, just because I don't want to give you guys a false sense of these points being worth more than they are. So with that in mind, you guys truly might be earning more points than what I bring up in this video, and that's just an extra plus for you. The TD card is pretty simple on how you earn points. You can earn points by either just everyday purchases, whatever you charge on your card, and that's 3 points per dollar spent, or if you spend on tdexpedia.com, you earn 9 points per every dollar spent. The good thing is though, that actually when you redeem points on TD Expedia, your card gets charged for the amount of travel that you spend, and then your card gets credited afterwards. So this is good because it initially recognizes you did spend money on TD Expedia, so you will get 9 points per value whatever you spent, and then you will get that money back as a statement credit. So it's pretty much you just got like a rebate, you got some free points. So there are 3 main ways to redeem points. There's the statement credit. You can also redeem points on tdrewards.com, and that just means you can get gift cards, merchandise, appliances, etc., that kind of stuff. And there's also tdexpedia.com. Due to the variability of what you can get on tdrewards.com, I won't put a value on redeeming that way, just because then this video would go on for too long and just far too much detail. And instead, I'm gonna link something down below which will value those methods of redeeming. But just keep in mind, when they did value points, sometimes they weren't as conservative as me. But just keep in mind these different tiers when redeeming points, that it goes statement credit, which is the worst, then redeeming through tdrewards.com, which is okay, but the best way is tdexpedia.com. So with that in mind, let's talk about how much you'll be getting back for when you redeem points. To value how much you need to spend, I'm gonna make the assumption that you're only earning 3 points per dollar spent, just because it's way too hard to estimate how much you're gonna be spending on TD Expedia. Some people might not be even using that at all, so 3 points is a good baseline. With the statement credit, to redeem that, you do need 10,000 points saved up, and then once you have 10,000 points, you do get a $25 credit, and then any increment of $400 over the 10,000, you will get one additional dollar as a statement credit. So to get the 10,000 points, you need to spend $3,333. And since you're getting $25 back for a lot of that money you spent, you are getting a 0.75% return. And to get the $120 worth, which is the annual credit, you will need to spend $16,000 a year. When you redeem on TD Expedia, you need 200 points, and that gives you $1 to use on that site. So to get the 200 points, you need to spend $67. and that equates to a 1.5% return. So hopefully you guys can see just from that redeeming on TD Expedia is a lot better. And now to get the $120 worth of points, you'll need to spend $8,000 a year. I just want to make a note because the article I am going to link down below, they do make a point of redeeming this way being it worth 4.5% return, and that's just because they're assuming you earn 9 points per dollar spent. And like I said before, I'm being very conservative when valuing points just because I want to make a baseline assumption, and obviously if this baseline assumption is good for you, then obviously there's nothing but upside for you guys. Now some extra added benefits on this card is there's good travel insurance. You'll get some emails from Visa. So I recently got an email about a $10 gift card at Nordstrom. You can get some dining invites, special event invites, stuff along those lines. You can also book hotels on the Visa Infinite site. Now, honestly, I don't usually book on there just because they are pretty pricey, and I'd rather book travel through tdexpedia.com and ending up getting 9 points per dollar spent. Okay, so now on to the AMEX Gold card. Even though you can earn 2 points per dollar spent on travel on amex.com or 2 points on everyday purchases such as gas and groceries, I'm still gonna just be assuming you're only earning 1 point per dollar spent just because, as I mentioned before, I'm keeping this very conservative. Now for the redemption values, I am gonna link an article down below just because I don't want this video to get too long and detail oriented. The main ways though to redeem points is like the Visa, you have the statement credit. You can also redeem for things on amex.com such as travel, appliances, merchandise, and then there's also transferring points to different airlines. And similarly like the Visa, just the variability on what you can get on the amex.com for merchandise and all that stuff. It's hard to put a value on that, so I'm just gonna be focusing on the statement credit and transferring to airlines, two ends of the spectrum. So if you wanted to, you could just take an average and that's probably what you're gonna get for redeeming for merchandise. So with the statement credit, you are getting 0.6 cents per point. So to get $150 worth of points, you will need to be spending $25,000 a year. And as you can see, that is why you should never redeem with a statement credit. Now moving on to the other end of the spectrum, which is the best way to redeem points, transferring to different airlines. Now obviously there is going to be some variability in that. I'm just going to value these points at 1.6 cents. But as you'll see in the article, this is still a low level of how much you can actually earn for transferring to airlines. But at 1.6 cents, to get $150 worth of points, you need to spend $9,375 a year. Now, as you can see, this is a lot better. This dramatically decreases the amount you need to spend by over half. Also to point out with this card, you do get $100 credit when you charge things to your hotel, such as dining, spa, or other hotel amenities. Last video, I factored that travel credit in the gold card valuation, but this time I'm not gonna, just because I realized not everyone might be using that credit. But if you are, just know that the $100 credit is pretty close to the annual fee, just because transferring the US dollars to Canadian is pretty close to $150. Like the Visa, the Amex does have good travel insurance. They also have Amex offers, which you'll get via email. So you'll get different dining experiences or different events such like that. They also have their own hotel portal for which you can book stays at hotels. And also the Amex does have front of the line access to Ticketmaster to help you get tickets earlier before the general public. So let's wrap it up and give my overall thoughts on these cards, and let's help decide which card you should get. So what I like about the Visa, first off, is the usability. You're able to use the Visa pretty much everywhere. Amex is not accepted at all places. However, they are pretty much accepted at all big brand stores. So as long as you're not shopping at mom and pops, I think you'll be fine. But that's just an important point to make. The Visa comes in at $120. And it doesn't really offer any extra benefits. Actually, I forgot to mention they do have a discount on Priority Pass memberships. However, that shouldn't really factor into your decision for which card you're gonna get, because honestly, I would not be going to the Priority Pass lounges if I didn't have my Amex Platinum card, because while the lounges are good, I wouldn't want to pay extra for those lounges. I just don't see the value in them. I'd rather just wait out by the gate, but since it's free with my card, I would go to the lounges, but it's not something that I would go just because. But while the Visa doesn't really offer any extra perks, it can be free if you do have a TD checking account. Now, obviously, I'm not sponsored by TD. I just really like TD. I've been a customer of theirs for as long as I've had a banking account, I think. Good customer service, everything, so it only makes sense that I have a checking account with them. And if they're gonna give me a free credit card, then I'm not gonna complain about that. The Amex comes in at $150 per year, and it does have some extra benefits such as front of the line at Ticketmaster and the $100 credit to spend on hotel amenities. So if you can use that hotel credit, it is a very good value to get that card. So to answer the question, which card should you get? Now in the first year, you should get both cards just because the welcome bonus is worth the cost and it gives you way more benefits than what the annual fee is worth. I'll leave it up to you to decide in subsequent years if you want to keep the card, just because it is based on each individual situation. I'm just hoping I gave you guys enough facts in this video to make an informed decision. But with that in mind, if you have specific questions further, leave them down below in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer them. In addition, right now I can tell you about my current situation, which cards I have, so that way maybe you can follow a similar thought process and help you decide which cards you need in your rotation. So I have the TD Visa card because, as I mentioned before, it's free with my TD checking account. I don't think I'm ever gonna leave TD. Good bank. And the credit card's decent for what it is. It's a free card in my eyes. Now note, if this card wasn't free and I had to pay the $120, I probably would not have this card. I would probably just have a Visa that had $0 annual fee, just because you always need like a Visa or MasterCard because Amex isn't taken everywhere. I do like American Express more than Visa, and if I was gonna be paying for a card, I'd rather pay for an Amex. Now hold up, I don't want you to think that that means that I'm gonna recommend the Amex Gold card. I'm personally gonna be canceling my Amex Gold card this year just because I have an Amex Platinum. If you guys are also considering stepping up to the Amex Platinum, I did have a video comparing the Amex Gold to Platinum, so if you're curious, you can watch that video. But if you aren't considering the Platinum, the Gold card is a good card to have. However, if you ask me, I am quite biased towards the Amex Platinum. I just don't see the value in the Amex Gold card. Personally, for me, just because I can get way more value out of the Amex Platinum. And if you're curious, you can watch that video, but I just want to leave it at that. I just really like the concierge and just everything that comes with the Amex Platinum card. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. Don't take that as the Amex Gold card is a bad card, but just given my situation, I'd rather have an Amex Platinum and the TD Visa Infinite. Now, up to you guys. As I told you guys, it's all based on personal circumstances. I don't want to make any prescriptions about which cards you should have. I'm just laying out the facts here for you, and you guys can hopefully make an informed decision based on what I presented you. So hopefully I've informed you a bit about each of the different cards, and like always, if you've enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm a rock star.